is an environmental literacy speech, our high school winner from the ESTEM Academy. If you haven't, have any of you been to the ESTEM Academy? A couple of you. If you haven't, please, I urge you. Sorry, a little bit side note, but that's 21st century learning. There's so many great things out there, those of you that, the buildings are awesome, and then just the collaboration that's taking place within each one of them. So I really applaud Coral and Norco for their endeavor in creating a great environment for all students there. So I really enjoyed the time that I attended there. So, and Jillian Avedon.
Hi, my name is Jillian Labrador. I am a senior at the ESTEM Academy in Eleanor Roosevelt High School, and this is my speech. We are currently living in the 6th mass extinction as a result of anthropogenic activity. Sea levels are dangerously rising, temperatures are rapidly increasing, and natural disasters are frequently occurring. Species that bring us food and ecological balance are disappearing from the planet at an alarming rate, and ecosystems that we depend on for oxygen, medicine, and clean water are deteriorating. As a result, the human race will suffer. The rising sea levels will engender an entire generation of climate refugees. The shortage of clean water will lead to dire competition, as already demonstrated by the water wars in Iraq. The degrading air quality will seize our right to breathe and transform it into a privilege, giving clean air only to those who can afford it. The need for understanding our natural world by educating the younger generation is crucial for allowing us humans to coexist with our changing environment. Over the summer of this year, I had the opportunity to travel to the Dominican Republic with my AP biology teacher and a couple of her other students to learn about the impact of climate change on one of the country's key habitats, coral reefs. Coral reefs are one of the most unique and fascinating ecosystems. Before going on this trip, I thought they were just colorful, oddly shaped rocks or sea plants that provided a home for fish. While the latter part is true, my knowledge of these mesmerizing animals, yes, animals, was minimal. Coral reefs are composed of tiny creatures known as coral polyps. Inside each of those polyps lives a type of microalgae known as zooxanthellae, giving coral reefs their rich, vibrant colors. The algae and the polyp have a symbiotic or mutually beneficial relationship in which the algae performs photosynthesis to feed the polyp with nutrients and oxygen, and in return, the polyp provides a home for the algae. However, with the excess heat and overwhelming levels of carbon dioxide, the ocean is becoming more acidic. This is resulting in corals becoming stressed out, causing them to eject the algae from their tissues, a phenomenon known as bleaching, which makes them turn completely white. Without their symbiotic partner, they can suffer from malnutrition and eventually die. While coral reefs only make up 0.1% of the ocean floor, they provide a habitat for a quarter of all ocean species. Thus, our source of protein is largely dependent on this vital ecosystem. Fortunately, in the Dominican Republic, the marine conservation group called Fundamar that we volunteered with is making it their mission to save these coral reefs from destruction. I felt ready to act with this newfound knowledge that I had acquired. We teamed up with other students from across the US to work alongside Fundamar. Together, we went snorkeling to collect data on how much alive coral there is to dead ones, assembled buoys to secure boats as an alternative to anchors, which can damage the seafloor, including coral reefs, recorded the number and types of trash along beaches, which we then discarded, and visited the coral nurseries that Fundamar was working on. At the end of each day, which were my favorite moments of the trip, we had reflections about what we had done that day, what we had learned from it, and why it mattered. During these moments, I felt empowered upon returning home to lead my community and my school in becoming more environmentally conscious of our actions. With a small group of friends and I, we formed the Sierra Club at our school. We hosted cleanup nature walks where we would go hiking and pick up trash in our community. In our school, we partnered up with Trex, a company that recycles soft plastics and converts it into wood, in which we stationed collection bins around the school to later sort out the plastic. and on September 20th, we participated in the Global Climate Strike, where we organized a 30-minute walkout and educated our fellow peers on the significance of climate change while advocating for policy reform. While some may argue that time spent away from class diverts from their learning experience, climate change is a pressing issue that must be learned in the classroom. This concept is taught in the AP Environmental Science curriculum, but it is not a required course that students must take to graduate. Why should we be learning about how to take the derivative of a function or analyzing a story about star-crossed lovers from the 16th century and not about this current global phenomenon that can put our entire existence at stake? Not all students get to have the experience nor education that I have received to have the drive to make a difference in my community. It is our generation that will determine the fate of our future, and it starts in your classroom. Thank you.